Have you ever looked at your dog and just wished they could tell you what they're thinking? I know I have. We talk to them all the time, but what if they could actually talk back? Not just with a bark or a tail wag, but with words. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But is it? Today, we diving deep into the incredible world of canine communication to answer a question that has fascinated dog lovers for centuries. Can dogs learn to talk like us? The bond between humans and dogs is ancient, stretching back thousands of years. We've bred them to be our companions, our protectors, and our friends. We've taught them to sit, stay, and fetch. But teaching them to speak, that's a whole different ballgame. The idea isn't new. For decades, people have claimed their dogs could say simple words like hello or I love you. Often, these are just happy accidents, barks, and growls that sound vaguely like human speech. Our brains are wired to find patterns, so we hear what we want to hear. But is it possible for a dog to do it intentionally? To understand the challenge, we first need to look at the biology. Humans have a specialized vocal tract, including a larynx, or voice box, that's positioned lower in the throat. This gives us the physical ability to produce a wide range of complex sounds. Dogs, on the other hand, have a different anatomy. Their vocal tracts are built for barking, growling, and whining, not for articulating vowels and consonants. Their mouths and tongues are also shaped differently, making it incredibly difficult to form the precise shapes needed for human words. So, from a purely physical standpoint, the deck is stacked against them. A dog's I love you will never sound like a human's. But does that mean they can't communicate with words in their own way? This is where things get really interesting. Let's talk about Bunny, the famous talking sheephadoodle. Bunny uses a custom soundboard mat with large buttons, each programmed to say a specific word when pressed. She has a vocabulary of over 90 words and can string them together to form phrases. She presses play, then all done when she's tired of a game, or mad, then ouch when she hurts her paw. One time, her owner noticed a splinter in Bunny's paw and asked her what was wrong. Bunny went to her board and pressed stranger, paw. She then led her owner to the spot where she got the splinter. It's mind-blowing. Bunny isn't speaking with her voice, but she seems to be using human words to express complex thoughts and feelings. Bunny is part of a formal research study at the University of California, San Diego, called the Contalk. The project, led by cognitive scientist Federico Rossano, studies dogs and cats using these soundboards to see if they can communicate using language. The goal is to collect massive amounts of data to determine if these animals are just randomly pressing buttons for a treat or if they are genuinely communicating. It's a huge step up from anecdotal stories. Scientists are now analyzing videos of Bunny and other participants looking for patterns. Do they use words in the right context? Do they combine them in logical ways? Early results are promising, suggesting that some dogs are doing more than just simple associations. They seem to be linking a word to a concept. So, what about different breeds? We all know that some breeds are stereotyped as smarter than others. Border Collies, Poodles, and German Shepherds often top the intelligence lists. These breeds were developed for complex tasks that required close cooperation with humans, like herding or hunting. This history of problem-solving and paying close attention to human cues might give them a leg up when it comes to learning a system like a soundboard. But it's not just about raw intelligence. A dog's motivation and personality play a huge role. Curious, food-motivated. And people-pleasing dog of any breed might be more inclined to engage with the buttons than a more independent or laid-back dog. Think of Huskies, for example. They are incredibly vocal and are known for making a huge range of sounds that can sound eerily human. This vocal flexibility might suggest they have a natural inclination to experiment with sounds. But that doesn't necessarily mean they'd be better at using a soundboard than a quieter breed. The current research has unshown a definitive link between a specific breed and the ability to talk. It seems to be more about the individual, dog's personality, and the environment they're in. It's crucial to distinguish between mimicking sounds and understanding language. Parrots are famous for mimicking human speech, but for the most part, they are just repeating sounds without understanding their meaning. What dogs like Bunny appear to be doing is different. They are using words as symbols. When Bunny presses outside, she wants to go outside. She's not just making a sound, it's communicating a desire. This is a key element of language. The scientific community is still cautious, and rightly so. More rigorous controlled studies are needed to rule out other explanations. For example, are the dogs just picking up on subtle, unconscious cues from their owners? This is known as the clever Hans effect, named after a horse in the early 1900s that seemed to do math but was actually just reading his owner's body language. Researchers in the Can Talk study are very aware of this and are designing experiments to control for it. For instance, they might have a third party who doesn't know what the dog wants, operate the buttons, or use cameras to see if the owner is unintentionally giving signals. The quest for scientific proof is slow and methodical. But even if it turns out that dogs aren't forming sentences in the same way we do, this research is already changing our understanding of their minds. It shows they are capable of a level of abstract thought we never thought possible. They can connect a button, a sound, and a real-world concept. That alone is a testament to their incredible cognitive abilities. So what does this mean for the average dog owner? Should you rush out and buy a soundboard? Maybe. It can be an amazing enrichment tool and a fun way to bond with your pet, regardless of whether they become the next Bunny. Starting with simple words like outside, play, or food can be a great way to begin. The process requires a lot of patience and positive reinforcement. Every dog learns at a different pace, and some may not take to it at all, and that's perfectly fine. The most important thing is the connection you build along the way. Whether they use buttons or just a classic tail wag, our dogs are always communicating with us. We just need to learn how to listen. So, can dogs learn to talk like humans? The answer is a bit complicated. No, they probably will never be able to speak with their own voices due to their physical anatomy. But can they learn to use human language to communicate their thoughts and feelings? The evidence is mounting that yes, some of them can. We are living in a revolutionary time for animal cognition. Thanks to dedicated owners, curious scientists, and some very special dogs, we are starting to crack the code. We are getting a glimpse into the minds of our best friends. And what we're finding is more complex and beautiful than we ever imagined. The conversation is just getting started. What do you think? Have you ever tried to teach your dog to use buttons? Or do you have a dog that makes very human-like sounds? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this journey into the minds of our furry companions, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Canine Secrets for more deep dives into the amazing world around us. Thanks for watching.